God, you're so tan and beautiful.
No.
Gail was supposed to be my very first guest on my morning chat. You know that? I asked Gail like months ago, but it didn't work out, and I knew that when it happened, it was gonna be really special. Just be yourself. And Micah, this is Micah. He is Gail's baby number 4, and you wouldn't believe it, or you could, but Gail is pregnant with her 5th baby right now. So Micah's gonna be an older brother.
Did we get a shot?
Yes, yes. Gail, how many months?
5 months.
5 months. Gail is Brandon, my husband Brandon, his boss's wife. So the odds were against us that we would have been really good friends, right?
Yeah.
So I feel like in most cases, people don't hang out with their boss's wives, right?
No.
And actually, before I met Gail, when Chad came over to Korea first, Chad is her husband, I remember Brandon telling me,
oh yeah?
he was like, oh, because that's when we'd first gotten married. My closest friends in Korea had all left Korea, so I was like alone, married, really sad. And he was like, maybe you can be friends with Gail. She seems like a sweet lady. I thought she was gonna be like 45 years old. Fun facts about Gail.
Oh God.
Well, I already shared one.
I'm sweating. I'm like nervous.
No, I'm sorry. Don't be nervous. Don't be nervous. Okay. So Gail, I've already shared this, but she is a mother of 4, pregnant with her 5th, which is insane. And she's one of 8 siblings in her family. She is the 2nd oldest. And while I was showering today, I was trying to name all your siblings in my head, but I missed one, and it's driving me crazy. Okay, so I know Megan, Anna, Joy, you are the 4 girls. Aaron, Kyle, Gabe, Luke.
Yes.
Oh my God!
I can't believe you know that.
Oh, okay, now I can't put them in order after Gail. Okay, well, I know it's Gabe, Gail, and then question marks, and then Megan, Luke.
Yeah.
Joy, Megan, Luke?
Yeah. Joy, Megan, and Luke.
She is also a Hall of Fame lacrosse player.
Oh my gosh.
Can we please talk about this? Because
Jen, you're really making me.
No, like, that was one of the first things I learned about Gail, and I'm like, what? So now I'm picturing this, like, big, butch, 45-year-old lady, and then I see pictures of her, and I'm like, she's so gorgeous and ladylike.
Really embarrassing.
It's not. It
is because you play.
You're so cool.
No, because you play. It's just the craziest thing. You play a sport and you get some accolades, and then like it just keeps building on itself. And then one year you get nominated to your high school Hall of Fame, and then like head of gym, he was like, oh, congratulations, and your Hall of Fame. And it's just so funny because you're a mom now, and you don't even know who that aggressive, like determined, athletic person was anymore. You've been wiping butts and so it's like it's really been like a funny journey with that.
Chad, I remember, took pictures, and he was so proud of you when you were giving a speech up there, right? That alone, Gail, that's like one of your coolest factors. She's a closet nerd, so not only is she super athletic, Gail and Brandon geek out over the Wheel of Time. I haven't even read it. I don't even understand.
Wheel of Time.
Wheel of Time. What did I say?
I think it's in Whale, but maybe it's in Wheel.
How many books are in that series, Gail?
Oh God, I feel like it's 8 or 9, but they're like long books.
And how many times have you read them?
I read it twice. Pregnancy can be boring. I read them at night. I can't sleep, so I read them twice, different pregnancies.
Like, talk about being well-rounded. It's like, I don't know anyone else that balances or juggles being like a hot mom and then like being like the most supportive backbone to like one of the most successful men I've ever known, which is Chad, and then like making you forget that she's a mom and is married when you hang out, because then she just becomes your girlfriend. Gail,
I don't know what to say to that. That's the nicest thing someone's ever said.
Oh my God. See, that's
on camera with no makeup.
And that's the thing. You don't like doing that, but
no, I
this is so special because we are like sitting here barefaced. Like, there's, by the way, no makeup that's gonna get done today. You were saying you wanted to send the right message to Audrey, her daughter.
Yeah. I felt uncomfortable doing it. I usually wear makeup now that I've got wrinkles, and pregnancy mask has kind of spotted my face. And each pregnancy I lose like half my eyelashes and eyebrows, and it's not as cute, but But I have one daughter and one more on the way, and now I see things that I want her to have freedom in, and I think she's beautiful, obviously without it. But so I like to check myself when something's really hard. I like to make sure why it's hard and then do it, especially if a friend asks me. I'm doing this for you, Jen.
I love you.
Oh yeah, tell.
So this is really special because
not for you.
Brandon knew that Gail and I were gonna have this time today. So last night, I didn't even ask him, but he started going over to the Nespresso machine, and he wanted to make sure that Gail and I had coffee today during our morning chat. And because Gail's pregnant, he made one that was all decaf, and then mine's regular, and then he put them in the fridge for us so that they'd be nice and ice cold without being watered down.
Cute.
So I was pretty impressed.
That's really impressive.
That sounds like something that I would have like nudged him to do, but that was all him. So the reason we're not putting on our makeup today is because minus, you know, us wanting to send a positive message to Audrey, but it's also because I feel like the second I start putting on makeup, I'm gonna just cry it all off. So Gail and Chad and Gail.
What do you call us? Challenge.
Chad and Gail told us, was it last weekend, 2 weekends ago? 2 weekends ago, that they're moving to China because Chad is amazing and he got offered a really cool job, and Brandon and I have been pretty devastated about it. Oh my god. This is so embarrassing.
No, no.
I don't think I've ever cried on camera. So we're very sad, but extremely happy, if you can believe it. So we're happy for them, sad for us, but also very happy. Yeah, and I've been crying last night, like just thinking about doing this today with her, and because we can't go around and just put on makeup and, you know, just talk about what's in our makeup bags, because obviously it's not gonna happen. I wanted to share, well, both of us, I wanted us to share to commemorate this time that we've had together in Korea, just sharing things that we've learned from our friendship with each other. I want to have this for myself later, obviously, and I want to capture this moment as it's raw. I don't know, I'm hoping that if you guys are watching this and you have friendships like this in your lives, that you can really take a step back and appreciate it, because you're lucky to have like one Gail in your life, and I feel like most people don't
or
even
Jen,
get that.
one Jen.
Yeah, whatever. Okay, I'm done talking. Do you want to go?
Okay, I'll go. So I feel like any time you meet a friend who is, I call them kindred spirits, and for any nerds out there who watched Anne of Green Gables or read the books back in the 90s, 80s, it was this moment of like meeting someone who shares like so much. It's like this instant connection, this trust, this is just so natural. It's not hard, and it's I call them a kindred spirit, and I never have more than one at a time. They're like all you need. You don't need other friends. And I am so grateful when that person just walks in and I can feel it and I can see it, and I just get really excited. And then you don't even like, it's, you know, like in friendships are like dating, like feel one another out, and like it's just like it's like you skip all that and you just go right for the real stuff. And it's the most, you leave like talking to your kindred spirit and you're just like, you feel good. You might have dished, you might have vented, but you didn't like go down like a negative. You feel like uplifted and encouraged and a better person. And that's what Jen has been for me. And I've only cried twice since finding out we're moving to China. And the second one was, I saw Jen. Jen had been traveling in the US.
Oh yeah.
And my husband had been traveling. So take away my husband and my kindred spirit, and I am like lost in Korea. I only have these 4 children to talk to, and and my babysitter, who was the other person who made me cry. And Jen walks into the restaurant. Just seeing her face around the door, she's so, in person, she's so, I mean on camera too, she's just like a light. She's so happy, positive. I know we're gonna have a good time. I can't wait to talk to her. I know our conversations like jump from here to here to here, and we don't even finish half of them, but there's so much pep, and so I saw her little face, and I just start sobbing. Now we haven't seen or talked to each other in like 2 or 3 weeks. She has no idea.
She really missed me.
She has no idea what's going on. She goes to give me a hug, and I like won't let go. Like I was holding her. She's such a little person. I was holding her, and I realized how happy I was, and that this is not going to be a natural occurrence in the next couple years. And if I do get to see her, it'll be this huge thing of her traveling to China. And I was so thankful for her and our friendship in that moment, and thankful just for her person, and I like wouldn't let go of her. I'm sobbing into her hair in the middle of a restaurant, and I know she's trying to figure out, like, did something happen to the baby?
I thought something happened to the baby. Oh my gosh.
and I didn't know, because I put Chad in charge. Well, I said you tell them, because I know that was his thing, and he didn't say anything, so I just excused myself in the bathroom. I couldn't pull myself together. It was horrible.
And then I looked at Chad. I'm like, he's like, nothing's wrong with the baby. Or like, I was like, okay, then I can handle anything else.
But yeah, so the coolest, funniest things I think about Jen that I learned by accident. Yeah, because you're so good at it, it's like sneaks up on me. and I feel like I'm a pretty aware person, like, you know, I feel like I've grown a lot, and but then when I sit down with you, this thing starts happening where like, you seem really excited, and you ask me these amazing questions, and you're so encouraging, and you know, you're like giving me the body language, the hand signal. I mean, you're just like so into it.
Just all up on you.
No. And so what happens is, I feel like I talk about myself all the time with Jen, and she does it to me all the time because she has a gift of question asking, and it is a serious gift. Like, you feel like you're the most important person in the world. Yes. And so what has happened in my friendship with Jen is I have to like internally check myself, because I'm enjoying myself so much talking to this person who's made me feel like $1,000, and I'm like, ask her a question about herself. Ask her a question. Like, stop, because she just nails it. Yeah, but I've never met somebody. Is he eating paper?
No.
No, it's okay. I just had to see the tissue. I've never met somebody who like is so enjoyable to talk to that I have to like literally like pinch myself and be like, ask her about her, because you really, it's a gift, and I know you make everyone feel special, but you especially make me feel special.
Oh my god. See?
Yes. So that is a huge gift, and I bet you see it on the videos. Like, I wish you could actually talk to her in person, because she would make you feel amazing. Like, I watch her do strangers, I'm like, hey, but then I also see.
Sometimes I'm like, oh, I met my friend. She's like, oh, you have another friend.
I know.
You have other friends.
I'm so jealous. I know. So I'm gonna take that with me. I don't think I'll ever meet someone who
you better
like that.
Find Chinese replacement women in China.
No, but I never have met someone who is so good. Chad's pretty good at it. Brandon's good at it, but you're the best. So I'm taking that with me. I learned something very valuable.
Okay, my turn. One of my more popular morning chats is the one where I talked about the book Boundaries. And the crazy thing is, before I even picked up that book, everything that I learned about boundaries was from this girl. And she hadn't even read the book. So I pick up his book, and everything's all biblically based, and that's Gail. Like, everything is, she's very in tune with the spirit and all of the clarity that she receives, and she's such a searcher. Like, she never just takes something at face value. I feel like Gail just always digs, and even when we have like our girlfriend sessions and we vent and we go down a rabbit hole, I feel like we come back with more truth, and
he has to be able to vent.
Yeah, exactly. Yes. I'm like really worried that
he's gonna print a label.
No, you can print a label, Mike. I just don't want you to bump your head. Our place is so not child friendly, so I'm like really nervous that he's gonna get hurt. Gail is like my therapist slash coach slash like conflict resolution guru. Seriously, I feel like if I could fight anyone, the way that Gail well, not the way that she fights, but even like the way she's able to articulate her words. I feel like one, I win every argument. And number two, I feel like because Brandon is so logical, and we've talked about this in our Q&As about how I'm so emotional, I can't put words to my feelings, but Brandon's very analytical. But I feel like if I could communicate and express myself the way that Gail does, Brandon and I would be way more on the same wavelength more often than we are now. So I always appreciate that, and I feel like it's easy to, you know, just vent to a girlfriend about like issues that are in marriage, and then I feel like there are some friends that'll just kind of add fuel to the fire and like vent and bring you down further. But I feel like with Gail, she's always so neutral. I feel like she equally loves both of us, maybe me a little bit more, but she'll never show that when she's in the middle of this. But yeah, it's just, that's something I've always admired about you. Yeah, what she said about the gifts, it's like I would have never realized that this is something, what she sees in me is a gift. And the fact that, you know, I have so many insecurities in terms of how I express myself and how inarticulate I feel like almost every day of my life. But the fact that Gail is able to just fish out the golden nuggets and help me see my weaknesses as my strength, like that's been pretty powerful and encouraging for me. Gail is like the furthest person from being like interested in technology at all. Like, oh, like she doesn't even watch YouTube videos. And actually, when I film videos and I talk about her, like all I do is I take my phone and I record like the 10 seconds that I talk about her, and then I text it to her separately because I know she's not gonna watch the videos. No, but I tell her everything that I talk about, so she gets like a private viewing, if you will. Like a live private viewing. But she's just been just so amazing in terms of me chasing after the gifts and my passions and just helping me cultivate that. So yeah, she's a big part of me doing this. So kind of segueing into that, I feel like Gail's really taught me that it's very cool to be vulnerable, which is crazy because I think it's
strong to be vulnerable.
But that's the thing. I feel like I've lived the last 29 years of my life. I'm 30 now, so I've lived the last 29 years of my life trying to be brave. But there's so much power in being real and honest and showing blemishes like inside and out. And I feel like that's what we need more of, you know, in this world where everything is so curated and all these Instagram pictures look so beautiful. It's like, this is why we sit here with acne spots. And
it's like never before seen. It's just very
I'm really honored.
I do love you.
It's just, I love you too.
Just tell us if he's getting into anything back there.
I'm so nervous right now.
Can you see? Turn around.
A plastic knife. He's holding a plastic knife. Took a little milk and Perrier break for Micah. So one thing that Gail shared with me that both Brandon and I really benefited from, actually both you and Chad, Chill and Gad shared with us, is this movie called The War Room. And I loved it because Gail prefaced it with saying like, it's so cheesy, it's terrible, the trailers are so corny, but if you get past that, the message is excellent.
Yeah.
And the reason it's cheesy and Brandon and I expect it is because it's a Christian movie. But basically the message of the movie is, and something that Gail's always reminded me of is, you know, there are battles in your life that you're not meant to fight. And there's this little old lady, a sweet lady, who's actually a sweet lady, in the movie, and she sets up this little prayer room in her closet, and it's tiny, and every request that she has, she writes it on a piece of paper, or she writes like letters to God, and then she tapes it all across the room. And anytime like she needs to pray for something, or she's like, she needs to battle like spiritually, she'll go in there, like get on her knees and pray. So I've went to Gail with some things that I've really struggled with, and she gave me this perspective where I don't have to exhaust myself to like fight battles that I'm not meant to. And that totally changed my perspective. And then Brandon and I watched a movie together, and we just walked away with it, like just like covered in goosebumps. And it was just so exhilarating, and there was so much freedom in that. Yeah, she's just like this example of like a daily surrender. And like, I know that sounds so like corny.
No, it's called the kitchen floor. It's called, when life is too hard, I usually find myself slinking down into the kitchen floor and I don't get up until I'm ready. Because life is really overwhelming most of the time.
Plastic knife.
Why? Yeah, I learned it from my mom. So she has 8 kids, and every once in a while you'd walk into the kitchen, she'd be just flat out laying on the floor. Not like crying, I mean that does happen, but just like in a way of like, I'm gonna get up when I feel a little better. And you just knew, like, Mom's okay, she's just frustrated or going through something. And the kids ask me, I'm like, I'm having a hard time.
And she's so honest with them too. You're so honest with your kids, and I've seen that and I've experienced it. And one of the things Brett and I enjoy the most is when we have dinner with them and we double date, they tell us stories about the kids. It's like we're so enthralled just listening to it. And then the times that I've gone to her house and like just hanging around and just watching all the interactions, I'm like, where does this happen? Like, you guys need to have your own reality show. Like, I remember watching, I think it was Diego or Dora or something with Audrey. And like, I was like kind of joking around with her, and I maybe she was like 5 or 6 at the time, and I'm like, Audrey, why are these animals talking on this show? Like, he's a sloth, why is he talking? And she's like, that's just how the show works. And that's like one of my favorite memories of Audrey.
I just know that when people hear that we're moving to China with 4 kids and 1 more on the way, they almost want to be like, yeah, you can do it. You're the underdog. Like, come on. But at the same time, they're also like, yeesh, like, that's really not a great idea. But I know it's gonna be okay. And my biggest concern, I need to find a hospital and a school and those things. But then the other thing is people that I care about here and how to do that, because I am terrible at communicating. Don't send me an email, I can't respond. I'm like, I could, right, but I'm not very good at it. And I took my first shower in 3 days the other day. Like, it's getting a little hectic right now. So how do I preserve those friendships and those people who I love very much, Jen being like my top priority, when there's not a lot of time. And I was just telling Jen, I just had my birthday and I had about 5 emails from different friends I've had over the years, that each one I had one at a time, like a kindred spirit, just that one email, like, that everything is the same. You still connect, you still feel like the value of the friendship, but it's not every day, because you can't carry that past into your future of every day, because then there won't be time for the present. So I'm just reconciling my heart to, one, leaving you, which I will. The only reason I'm not bawling my eyes out right now is because I've got him, and I can't afford to, because I've got to be on in like 20 minutes, pick up, you know, my youngest from school, and like, I like can't let my guard down. I told Jen I've got a dam, and it's just, I mean, it's gonna break, and I am going to lose it for a long time. And my heart's just a very tender heart, but you got to be strong too, right? I'm the mom. I've got to be strong for my husband, who's going to be working a lot, and for the kids and everything. When the dust settles, it's like, it's gonna be waterworks, and I'm grateful for this. I feel like, I was just telling Jen that I use journaling as a way of working through my emotions, but this is amazing too. I can see why people would use like YouTube or videos. I don't know what
the kids call it.
I know, stop it. I'm so ridiculous.
Gail just found out what Snapchat was like 24 hours ago.
It's true. True story. I'm sweating. This is a great way to work through it. I love it. I love it for you. I love this venue, and I think it's healthy, and I'll just be writing you long journal entries. You can send an email. You can send a letter, but if you do a short 1-minute video, that gets your face, that gets your tone. That's what, 75% of communication is nonverbal.
Nonverbal, yeah.
And I was a communication major, and I loved all the stats. Like, I just think that's fascinating. Nerd alert. Shut up. But so yeah, a minute video, you can just, because you can say something and it could really hurt somebody if they can't see your face.
Exactly, or
and
like it's like taken the wrong way, or read incorrectly, right?
Jen's not gonna invite me back because her house is
Listen, I told Micah he can poop wherever. That invitation is not open to everyone, but Micah can throw up and puke wherever he wants.
I already took care of that at the house this morning. I'm sure it smelled really good.
Like, it's the first thing I'm like, Gail, hi.
And I'm like, I smell like throw up.
No, she's like, I just smell like vomit. I'm like, but you always smell so good. I haven't showered in 3 days. But how do you smell like a meadow?
Oh gosh, no. This is a phase. This is what I tell Jen. It's like, these are just phases, right? So like this and, you know, the pregnant thing, like, I might not love, and I tell my husband too, I'm like, I'm not hitting on all cylinders here. Like, I'm not my best version of myself. I'm tired and all these things, but it's just phase.
It's a season.
Yeah, I'll be on to the, you know, and I have to learn what I'm supposed to learn in this phase.
Exactly.
It's my last pregnancy. Pregnancy can really break you down, and you gotta learn something from it, or it's like it's wasted.
She's so good about being present, because I feel like
I don't have regrets. I'm terrified of regrets.
But that's the thing. I feel like I know that too. I hate regrets as well. But then there's so many times I catch myself just reliving the past and then just anticipating the future, and I forget where I am. So I really like that you're taking this time.
But you're doing it with the camera. You're being present every time you sit down with that. I can totally see that.
Perspective. Gail, thanks for doing this with me.
I'm sticky. Look at a mess. We're a mess, aren't we?
Thank you guys for watching.
Thank you for letting me come. I don't know what to say. I'm so awkward. I probably stared at the wrong part the whole time. Oh my god. So good.
Thank you for that.
Good time. That was perfect. Yeah.